right, so honestly, this is the first. I'm kind of at that point of like, I need to do something. I need to make a video. And frankly, I said, well, I'm just gonna throw on the camera while I'm wrapping up my work, my job, because I will come up with every single excuse as to why I can't make a certain video, um, and paralysis by analysis will keep me frozen much longer than I need to. So at the end of the day, I'm really at that point of like, I just need to throw the camera on, and just talk. Not for the sake of just being heard or just to say something, but like, because done is better than perfect. I know this. It's so easy for me to look at, and I was talking to somebody about this earlier, so easy for me to do projects and stuff for other people, but to take my own advice, it shouldn't be as daunting as it actually is. And yet, this is the first YouTube video I've made since February? January, February, something like that. Borderline 6 months. And I mean, there's so many things I want to say. There's so many things that I've wanted to make. Any artist comes in and they have an appreciation for art. They have an appreciation for an art form, whether it's martial arts, whether it's grappling arts, whether it's music, video. You appreciate it. Not everybody who appreciates it actually wants to try it and learn it, but especially those of us that want to dabble in actually learning and getting better at it, there's a gap, and the gap is what keeps a lot of us from doing anything, because we have a certain level of taste that our own abilities do not reach, except for what is built over time. But the problem is having the patience to be willing to wait, to put in the effort, to give yourself the capacity for growth to take place. And a lot of us just don't do that. I am just as guilty as anybody, where I'll give somebody the advice of like, yeah, you just gotta make stuff. And I find myself overthinking and not making anything. Honestly, the thing that's keeping me right now on track of making it is I've told my buddy Colin to hold me accountable. He sent me a video or sent me a message and said, dude, how's the video coming? And I've been working on the script, but honestly, I knew that if I don't just record like I'm doing right now in the middle of wrapping up the workday, like I am actually still working right now, then it's not gonna get done. And I think for me, especially I have a lot of conversations about, my journey when it comes to sumo. And while I wish that I would have started sumo so much earlier, part of why I didn't was because I was waiting for somebody else to start the club, and I just didn't have the confidence in myself to just go for it. And it was only once I started the club here in South Carolina and started going to tournaments and started doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? And granted, I went to Atlanta, I learned, I asked people questions, and then at the end of the day, I realized like at some point you gotta just build the thing and figure it out along the way. And I think that current piece of advice is kind of how I'm about to build this YouTube channel, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to make that overlap: creativity, performance, connecting with people, curiosity, honestly, mastery, just anything in that realm, but also all of it under the context of sumo wrestling. And it's a context that most people aren't talking about. That is my main endeavor these days, and it brings me a lot of joy to push myself and test myself within that arena. And so I am grateful to be in a place where people want to hear what I have to say about certain things. And honestly, I am not being a good steward of the platform that I have if I'm not using my voice and actually talking. It's not going to be perfect. There are going to be plenty of video. I can go ahead and tell you right now, if this channel ends up being what I'm thinking it's going to be, like, there are going to be plenty of videos very similar to this topic. This is not going to be the only time I talk about it, so I don't need to have my words perfect to before I share them. I just need to share. I just need to throw the camera on and just talk. Like I said, I'm working. It's a miracle that the phones have not rang at all during this time. I was gonna leave it in if it did, because sometimes it just be like that. I'm 10 minutes before about to wrap up. I am going to sumo practice today, and so, but the want to and the commitment of actually making a video, putting it out there, the imperfect rep, putting it out there, that's what this is. And I hope to be able to build up my YouTube channel with stories and different things that I've learned that can hopefully encourage and guide somebody who is on a similar path, whether it's you are a creative artist, you are a musical artist, a visual artist, or a martial artist. Life is art. People say life imitates art, art imitates life, life imitates art. No, life is art. We are the greatest creator's masterpiece, and I truly believe that, and I'm grateful, to be able to share in his creativity in making things like this. There's so many martial artists, grappling artists that are gifted in other art forms, dancing, visual arts, writing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things, and I want to be somebody that exhausted every opportunity that I had. And so, in the quietness of my office and the last 15 minutes before I wrap up for the day, we shot a YouTube video, and it may only get 10 views, but you know what? We put in the rep and we learned. And if things begin to compound from this day, it was the imperfect rep that allowed momentum to happen. So that's my encouragement to you, is put in that imperfect rep, because you never know where it will go. Just like I have no idea where this is gonna go, but you know what? We did the dang thing. So peace be the journey.